What's up, guys? I got wrecked this bear market, I'm not gonna lie. I could have gone more wrecked, but I got pretty wrecked. And I want to show you what I learned and how I will play it with the rest of the money that I have to make all the losses back easily in the next bull run. Because the bear market, unfortunately, it is not over yet. And we have to make the most out of it. So, welcome to the Fomo Factory. If you have not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. Join the family. We're almost at 4K subscribers in 4 months, so it's growing super fast, and I'm very thankful for that. Now let's jump right into it. Let's take a real quick look at the crypto market at the moment. And first Bitcoin, because the question is, for most people, is the Bitcoin bottom in or is the Bitcoin bottom not in? Well, we got some good CPI numbers yesterday. Today, we will get the FOMC meeting, and everybody expects now a 50 basis points rate hike. And if that's the case, we could see another pump. And it wouldn't surprise me if we pump all the way to around, you know, $18,500 would be the next area of resistance, right? So for the short term, around this area, if things are going better and if we get some good news, then this should be a big resistance level. As you can see, we had a lot of support right here. So that's something that I will keep in mind. And it doesn't look like a lot, but if you bought the bottom so far and you put it all the way to that, you made a 20% on Bitcoin already. So that's pretty decent. But the thing is that Bitcoin is not necessarily the one that wrecks us. Wrecked city is when you take the bus from Bitcoin town to Ethereum city or to altcoin town. And that's mostly, well, mostly altcoins except Ethereum. That's mostly where people get wrecked. So I just want to show you how I got wrecked. And like I said, how I'm going to prevent myself from that and how I can even benefit from this. Because yes, it sucks if the market goes lower. If you are in altcoins, if you are in Bitcoin, and if you do not have a cash position, it sucks to see. But if you are prepared, you can also see it as a great opportunity. And let's make this an opportunity for us, because you have to understand that in this bear market right here, where people bought the bottom or at least around the bottom, even if you bought twice as high right here than the bottom, you would have made a 10x on your Bitcoin. You would have made a more than an 11x on your Bitcoin, just your Bitcoin, right? I'm not even talking about altcoins. If you bought the bottom, you would have made more than a 20x, right? So there are also opportunities, right? And the first thing, you of course have to believe like the crypto market is not that, like everybody always says in every bear market, but I think that you don't think it's that, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. That's my assumption at least. So what the thing is right now, how I got wrecked. Let me tell you that, and let me then tell you how I am going to play this so we can benefit from this. The point is that if we look what Bitcoin did since we entered the bear market, despite the fact that we had some nice relief rallies, look, I mean, we came down, we had a relief rally of 24%. Then again, we came down and we had a relief rally of 46%. We came down, we had a relief rally of 28%. Here we came down, we had a relief rally of 42%. Now we came down and we had a relief rally so far of around 16%, which could go higher, of course, right? But at the end of the day, these are all relief rallies. And if you are not trading it, but if you are investing in these dips, then you are in a loss. And that's what I did, not just with Bitcoin, but mostly with altcoins. But I just take the Bitcoin chart right here, because the thing is that an altcoin chart looks kind of the same as the Bitcoin chart. The only difference is that where Bitcoin goes down like 4x, an altcoin could go down 10, 20x or even more, right? And sometimes I felt like, oh, this altcoin is great. There's a big dip, right? Let's buy the bottom. Short term, you have some gains. But at the end of the day, it was just a lower high and a lower low. And you would have lost a lot of money, right? That's not really what I want to do anymore. Because the bear market has a great way of you thinking that you are smart and know what you do and end up losing your money anyway. Right? What was the best thing that you could have done this entire bear market? Think of it. This bear market is almost the longest bear market if we will see a new bottom. The only thing that you should have done was nothing. Be patient. Stack cash. work, get a job. Don't bother crypto too much, right? Because if you bought anywhere, you would have been in a loss right now, right? Like I said, only if you bought that 15.5K dip and you only bought there, then you would now be in a 16% gain, give or take. Well, if that's what you're doing it for, right, then you had to time it perfectly, and then you are now in a little profits. Now, that's not what we are in for. We want to catch that low on the best projects, right? And we talk a lot about what the best projects are, although I'm not saying you should buy and you should go all in right now, right? But we should at least research and focus on what the good projects are. So if you're interested in that, I would say like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be informed about that basically every day. But that's what I did. I was trying to catch a falling knife all the time, because also if you go on Twitter, people here say as well, the bottom is now in. That's what people said here as well. The bottom is in. People said here that the bottom was in. People here said the bottom was in as well. The bottom was in everywhere until it wasn't, right? And yes, it could be that the bottom is in this time. Could be, right? But look, I mean, you want to confirm that, right? And one way to confirm that is, you know, the videos that I post, I show you a lot of bottom indicators. And a lot of them haven't flashed yet. And also, it's simply because what on this chart signals that the bottom is in? Absolutely nothing. We are just in the process of making a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and yet again a lower high. So the only thing that would change this trend is if Bitcoin will close at least above $21,500. Before we get to that, I would never say that the bottom is in. I just don't trust this chart. Like what I see, I don't trust. Let me put it like that. It's not, there's no bottom here. But then what's my strategy though? Well, my strategy is this. Altcoins usually bottom after Bitcoin bottomed. So putting too much focus on altcoins right now is stupid, right? Yeah, and you could be in that one altcoin that pops, and you could be a little lucky after you've done your research. So it's not only luck, but you need a little luck, of course, right? But in general, altcoins are still going down. They're still making lower lows. If we look at whatever, I don't even know, man. Phantom, ADA, for example, I don't know. Look, ADA is still only making lower lows. If you buy Cardano right now, you're throwing your money away, right? Because you are now just simply guessing that this is the bottom. Nothing suggests that this is the bottom. Bottom could be like twice as low, easily, right? Cardano could still go to 15 cents, if not lower, right? Easy. But a lot of altcoins look like this. I just want to click something random here, and they look like this, right? Kusama, for example, also still making lower lows, lower highs. Nothing bullish on this chart. So please, if you really believe in an altcoin, and you really don't want to miss out on it. So you feel like, man, we are at least pretty low, so let me dollar cost a little bit. Yeah, sure, be my guest. That's what I'm doing as well. But I won't deploy a lot on altcoins. What I'm basically doing right now is step one, checking this. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in steps right here. My step plan right here is the Bitcoin bottom in? Let's look at Bitcoin, and is the Bitcoin bottom in? Right? That's the first thing I want to know. Bitcoin is the leader here. Until Bitcoin bottom, I don't care about altcoins. So is the Bitcoin bottom in? Well, there are a lot of things like that's not a question anybody could answer right now, right? We can all speculate and look at charts and check the statistics, see the averages, and guess. Take our best guess, right? But we don't know what's going to happen. That's just not how it works, right? But that's one. And you can do that by multiple things. You can look at the Bitcoin chart, of course, and be like, okay, where are these strong support zones? Well, was 15.5K that strong of a support? Well, let's go on the monthly chart, for example. Let's take a look how that looks. So 15.5K was here. What's here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So is that strong support? No, hell no. No, that is no support. It could be that we created that as support and made that the bottom. It's definitely possible, right? I mean, back in 2018, 19, we created a bottom right here. There was basically nothing right there, right? So not a lot suggested that that was the bottom. So that's not the only thing you should go off, but that's one thing. It just doesn't look that strong to me. Then the other thing, how is the DXY looking, for example? Because the DXY is something that we want to see go down. And it's pretty funny, by the way, that I draw this line a couple of videos ago, and it is like, well, almost perfectly. It depends on how I drawn it, because if I drawn it like this, where I actually drawn it the right way, it was kind of perfectly bouncing off this level right now. At least we bounced off a little lower, but now we're here. This is exactly the level that I said that it would go to, from what I think. Now it's the question, are we going to break to the downside? Is the FOMC meeting today showing us that the trend is completely broken? Or is this simply just a DXY going up, going down a lot, bounce, and make a new higher high? Because we had something like that in the past as well. And I'm talking about long ago, where we made, oh man, where was it even? I don't know. It's not really 100% comparable. But here we went up a lot, right? We went down, went up a lot. We came all the way down. And after that, we just made a new higher high, and insanely high, right? Also, what we did here, came up a lot. Sorry for that. Came up a lot. We went down. People thought like, oh, lower low, nice. And what then happened? The XY doubled in a couple of months, well, years, right? So that wasn't that good. So the DXY is something I'm checking out. The S&P, like the stock market, of course, like crypto is not looking that good. But what's the S&P doing? Well, it's not that far from its all-time high. I mean, the all-time high was 4,800. We are now sitting at 4,000. So the S&P is just 20% from its all-time high. Yeah, 20% on the S&P is a lot, but still, it's not that like it's not that far. I mean, look at this chart. Still parabolic, basically. Right now, there are a lot of bottom indicators that we can use also on Into the Cryptoverse by Benjamin Cohen. I showed you this a lot. This is some golden stuff that we can find right here. But the first thing is the Bitcoin bottom in or no? Right? If we get the feeling that we are at least close to the bottom, I feel like, okay, now it's time for me to deploy Bitcoin, right? Just buy Bitcoin. And I think we could go like it's either this. What could happen, in my opinion, for Bitcoin, if we see a new low, like if we see a new low, right? It could go to around 12K, give or take, right? And it could go to around 14K. These are my big levels to look out for. So if I remove this, let's remove the noise. These are the levels, 14K, 12K, give or take. That's what I'm looking for, slightly lower. Right, so if we get there, how can we get there? Well, we could get there by slowly bleeding into it, like we're basically doing this whole year. Because if you look how this bear market goes so far, it's pretty funny. The green line is us right now. Like, we are not as low as we were in the previous two bear markets. But if we make a new low, this is likely to be the longest bear market, right? Because this is almost taking longer than 2015, right? So it's either a slow bleed or we see a major flash crash to the downside, like a major crash. But really a major crash, right? Then you should ask yourself, like, okay, but what could cause that major crash? Because you have to understand that this was FTX. This downwards fall was FTX, right? And although this was a big drawdown of 24%, if you look at what happened, how big the FTX thing basically is, and how small relatively the impact is, what for fuck's sake need to happen for Bitcoin to go from here to, for example, here, right? That's slightly a bigger move. Then we need to see a Binance fall, something of that size, right? So that's also a possibility. Maybe none of it happens. Maybe the bottom is in right now. Could be. What I'm basically now going to do is, if I feel like, man, the bottom is in, or we are at least close to the bottom, I will dollar cost in that area and I will go heavy on Bitcoin. Why? Because altcoins usually bottom after Bitcoin bottoms. Again, look at, for example, this. We had Cardano in the last bear market. Sorry, let me remove this. We had Cardano in the last bear market. This is Cardano dollars, Cardano USDT. And we had the bottom here, March 9, 2020. That was the lowest point for Cardano. But look at Cardano Bitcoin. So it was March 9, 2020. Look at Cardano Bitcoin right now. When we went down, we had the Bitcoin valuation as well, right? So low, sitting right here, so low. So if you would have bought Bitcoin already, you could have bought your Cardano with Bitcoin right here, right? And that's still a lot lower. Right? So basically what I am trying to say is that even if you don't buy altcoins right now, but you do buy Bitcoin, it's okay. Because if you feel like, shit, I'm missing out on altcoins and I don't have money anymore, you can still buy altcoins with your Bitcoin, because they will, bottom as well, right? They will bottom out as well, right? Plus you maybe buy your Bitcoin, make money on your Bitcoin dollar valuation, and then your altcoin compares to Bitcoin goes down more. So you can buy it with your Bitcoin that you already have. And that's a way of making double money, right? So I have my altcoin back, and the altcoin back that I have, I'm gonna let it ride it out. Unless, I have some altcoin that does a 5x for some reason because something great happens. Yeah, of course I'm gonna take my profits, but in general, I'm gonna let it ride out. And I will buy altcoins with my Bitcoin. I think that's the best way to play it right now. Because if you look at this is the Bitcoin dominance, right? Look how low this is sitting. So for the people that have no clue what this is how much money is sitting in Bitcoin instead of altcoins, right? So this is the Bitcoin dominance, and this is sitting super low right now, right? This is the range between these yellow lines. And this, this green line, if I adjust it a little bit better. Well, we're basically sitting, by the way, at the resistance right now. So it could get a short-term rejection. So it could be that Bitcoin goes down or that altcoins now go up a little bit more. But if we break this, look, it could be that once Bitcoin starts to run, that Bitcoin starts to really, really, really move up. And I mean like around to 25, 30K, once we really leave the Bitcoin bear market, that the Bitcoin dominance is going up to this range again. Because guess what? Since May 2021, that's 1.5 years already, we went down, up, down, up, down, up, down. How unlikely is it that we go up again? I mean, yeah, we probably go up again, right? And that's a big move. This is a big move. Really, this is a big move, right? So, from January 2022 until June 2022, this is the altcoin market. So we went from this level up till June, which is here. The altcoin market came down 60%. 60% on average, right? Because of this move in this range. If we get this range again, it could definitely be that your altcoins go down another 60%. It depends on what Bitcoin does, right? If Bitcoin price stays the same and this happens, it simply means that people are moving their altcoins into Bitcoin, but that no new money is basically coming into the market, right? And Bitcoin won't really stay the same, of course, because if people move their money into Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes up. But if Bitcoin doesn't have a sick-ass rally by itself while this happens, then altcoins go down a lot. And I, based on the last 1.5 years, I don't see any reason why this won't happen again. I don't, right? And like I said, yeah, it could be that we now get rejected right here and that we go down to this 39% range again. But eventually we will break this and then we will go up there. I will buy altcoins once the Bitcoin dominance is around this level. Because I just don't believe, and that's something you have to ask yourself. Do you believe that if you look at this Bitcoin dominance, do you believe that the dominance never goes higher than where we are right now? If you believe that it will stay here or even goes lower, then buy altcoins, I would say. But if you believe that the Bitcoin dominance will go back up again, and I don't believe that it's going up here right now again. I don't think it will ever go that high again, because we simply have more altcoins in the market right now. People believe more in altcoins right now. That was different in 2020. That was totally different in 2017. And as you can see right here, in 2015, we basically didn't had any altcoins, right? We had a couple of but it was like bullshit. Well, only kind of Bitcoin forks, right? That never worked out. So I will buy altcoins when the Bitcoin dominance is at least at this level. And I generally believe that it might go even up here. This is my, I just don't believe that we go higher than like 57, 58%. I don't believe that. So if we get here, I will deploy everything from my Bitcoin into my altcoins. Well, not everything. I want to keep a little Bitcoin, but most of it. If we do go higher, yeah, whatever short-term pain, we will come down again. But I don't believe that this is the highest point for the Bitcoin dominance where we are right now, right? So sorry, that's something very interesting. But you have to, one thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up, otherwise it takes too long. You have to keep in mind that what you see in TradingView isn't exactly accurate, because this is the Bitcoin dominance, right? But this includes stable coins. I don't want this to include stable coins, right? So if we look at one of my favorites at the Bitcoin dominance without stable coins. Let me see. Let me get rid of the total market cap and the Bitcoin market cap. So this is what we see on TradingView, right? This is where we are right now. 39%. Here it has 41%, slight difference. I don't know exactly why. But if we do not include stablecoins, look at what happens. We are sitting way higher, right? So it's good. Don't let it mislead you. Don't be like, oh, it's here. Now I can deploy, because in reality, it might be already a lot higher. So I also look at this chart, right? And if I put a little perspective on it, can't draw lines on this chart, unfortunately, but I think that, you know, on this chart, I would buy at 46%. Sorry, that's bullshit. This is complete bullshit what I'm saying right now. On this chart, I would buy here. And this is sitting at 55%, give or take. 52, 53. So that's what I am looking at right now. So I'm first buy Bitcoin, let it ride, let it go up. Once the Bitcoin dominance go up and the altcoins go down, not even dollar value, but compared to Bitcoin, I can always buy these altcoins with my Bitcoin. And then if the Bitcoin dominance goes down again and we get that altcoin season in the next bull run, then we take our profits on our altcoins, and that's how we make money. So that's kind of my game plan right now. Sorry for the long video again. I promised to do it in 15 minutes, but yeah, I suck. So that's the end of what I had to say for now. I hope it was a little informational for you. If you like the video, let me know what you think of it, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye bye.